Hello everyone. So I welcome you again in my lecture, and today we are going to talk about merge sort analysis. This is a sorting technique that is based on divide and conquer approach. Already we have discussed about quick sort, which is also based on divide and conquer. So let's see that how it is different from the quick sort approach. So let's start. This is based on divide and conquer approach. We know that we are solving a problem by using different strategy. So this strategy is divide and conquer strategy. So here we are dividing our problem into smaller size, and then we are solving these smaller size problem to get the solution for the bigger problem. So here you can see that this is our problem. Let's say this is our problem given to us of this much size, where the first and the last refers to the first index and the last index. So we will apply some logic and divide this entire array into two halves. So we have an array of size n, then we have divided into n by 2, n by 2, and then we will keep on sorting in this way. Again we will divide this n by 2, or you can say n by 2 by 2, that is n by 4, n by 4. This is also divided by n by 4, n by 4, and we keep on dividing until we reach to a situation where array consists of only one element, and then we start combining these smaller arrays. So we need to divide it, then we need to conquer it means we have to solve these small problems, and then we have to combine these individual solutions to get a solution for a larger problem, that is our actual problem given to us. So let's see how the things will work. And just to mention a difference, that when we work in the quick sort, when we divide our bigger problem into smaller size, this division is not guaranteed to be balanced. We are not guaranteed that when you apply the partition method that we use for division, that it will give you your array n into n by 2, n by 2, but it may give you of any size based on the nature of the partition and the pivot you have chosen. But in the merge sort, every time when you do the division, you will always get the half of the actual problem. So if you start with n, it will give you n by 2, n by 2, and then now you have a new problem of size n by 2, and then you again start doing merge sort, and you keep on doing until you reach to the smaller size which can be solved independently. Already we have discussed the divide and conquer approach of problem solving. So here let us talk about the logic of merge sort, or you can say that how to write the algorithm for merge sort. This is the algorithm of merge sort. Here we need to provide an array of the element that we are interested to sort. P and R refers to the first and last index. So this is only the 4 steps that we are doing in this merge sort. So it also resembles in terms of the pseudo code like a quick sort, but the working behavior is very much different. So we'll see that how it works. So here first we have to check if the p is less than r. That means if the first index is less than r, then only we are doing these steps. As we know that merge sort is a divide and conquer approach, it is defined recursively, and also it works uh, in similar manners to the binary search. Like the division that we are doing in the binary search, we are also doing the same kind of division here in the merge sort. So it is recursive and divides similar to binary search. So we will find the mid element by dividing the by doing this operation, first index plus last index divided by 2, and we find the floor value, that is we are calling as q. And on the basis of q value, we are getting two partition of our actual array. We get p to q and then q plus 1 to r. So what does it mean? It means if we have an array of this much size, let's say 1 2 A B C D E F. So we have 6 elements are there, and if you talk about the index, so we have 0 1 2 3 4 5. So 5 0 to 5 index will be there. So if I want to divide, I will apply this formula. So P is 0 here and R is 5, the first index and the last index. So I can find my Q, which is 0 plus 5 by 2, and we find the floor value. So we'll get 2. That means our first sub problem will be from here to here, and the second will be from here to here. So here it will be APQ, that is we get first part where P equals to 0 to Q equals to 2, and second part is from Q plus 1, that is from 3 to 5. So when you call it later, this will be your new problem. So you will be recursively calling the merge sort for the first half of this array, and also calling the merge sort for second half of array, and then you are also combining it. So how actually it works? So you can look here. This is our scenario. This is our array given to us. Then let's say we have something like this. One, we have this element. 6 elements are there. So we are divided into 3 into 3. Okay. So what will happen? 0 1 2 3 4 5, and when you divide this, you will get Q equals to 0 plus, initially when you divide, so you will get Q equals to 0 plus 5 by 2, that is 2. So this is your first array and this is your second array. Now you apply the merge sort for this and you apply the merge sort for this. So now here your P will be 0 and your R will be 2. For this, P will be 3 and R will be 5. So again, when you find the Q, you will find 0 plus 2 by 2, which is 1. That means now you have this much size. So if you write A, B, C, D, E, F, that means you are divided into A, B and then C. And here if you find Q will be 3 plus 5 by 2, that is 4. That means you have divided something like this, D, E and F. Now this is already divided into, this is already reached to the situation when the array consists of one element. So we will further not make a call of merge sort, but here we have to still call. So now here if you see what is the status, P equals to 0 and R equals to 1. So you will find this is 0 plus 1 by 2, that is 0. That means when you further make a recursive call, you will find these something like this, A, B. Similarly here also, here P equals to 3 and your R is equals to 4, and when we divide this, 3 plus 4 by 2, that is 3. That means you are able to divide in such a way. So now each part is every element has individually separated. This is called division. So when you call a merge sort, you keep on dividing your array in such a way so that it can reach to the individual element. After that, you have to apply the merge procedure. So you keep in mind that when you apply the merge, this merge is actually, now this merge is actually a call for this first partition. So every time when you call this merge sort, it will implicitly calling a merge procedure to combine these individual elements. So when the merge is called at the inner iterations, so what you get when you find that A, B and C and D, E and F are individually separated, then you are going to uh, merge these two, means you are going to you are trying to sort these two elements. When these are sorted, then you will compare this and try to sort this. Similarly, you will first sort these two pairs. When this is sorted, then you will combine and try with this, and you make this entire thing sorted. Now what you will get, so you will get that this part is sorted, this part is sorted, within itself, but as a whole they are not sorted. So again you have to merge together to make them sorted as a whole. This is how we are doing the merge procedure. So how to find the total cost? So total cost is composed of dividing cost. You will keep on dividing these individual arrays to break it into an array of size 1, and then you are solving it individually, and then you are merging it. So if you want to represent in terms of recurrence relation, if we are representing the entire cost, or if you are interested to find the worst cost or the maximum effort that is required, we are representing as Wn, then you can say that we did some work to break the array into two parts, and that work is actually done by finding the mid value, and this is actually requiring a constant effort because we are simply finding the mid value, and then we are able to divide our problem into two parts, n by 2 n by 2. So again you have to recursively call for n by 2 size, and also you have to merge these n by 2 arrays, and the cost of merging is theta of n, that we will see later. So here you can also write that this is somewhere 2w n by 2 plus the cost of this is theta of n. So this recurrence form is very general. We have already used this form in the previous lectures also, and this will give you n log n. So this is just a summary that I have given you. Now we will see in detail that how we will find this entire running time and how the entire logic will work. So the key job of the merge sort is done by the merge operation. It is very similar to the quick sort. When we were discussing about quick sort, we have observed that the partition method is the heart of that algorithm. So every time when you do when you call quick sort, you actually do the partition, and partition will divide your array into smaller parts. Here when we are dividing it, we are dividing exactly into two parts by finding the mid value, but the main job is done by the merge call. Merging is basically combining the two smaller parts and make them sorted. So what actually we are doing, we are trying to merge the two sorted sequence and to get the final sorted sequence. What does that mean? It means, let's say we have this array of this kind for 2, 9, 7, 8, 15, 12. So what will happen when you do division, you are able to divide into two halves, so we will get 2, 9, 7 and 8, 5, 12, and then you keep on dividing it, and you reach to the position when it becomes of size 1, and then you will apply bottom up approach. You keep on merging from down to top. So let's say when you reach to the single element and you keep on, this is a single element you got, and then you keep on combining the two and then sorting it. So when you combine these two, this will be sorted, and then you combine this and this will be sorted. What is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is that when you move in this way, you will get here 2, 7, 9. The meaning of this is that when you apply the merge operation here on these subarrays, you will get an array which is sorted itself. Similarly, you take these two elements, you apply the sorting, then you take these two elements, apply the sorting, and what you get? You get this 5, 8, 12. So you observe here that this is sorted in itself, this is sorted in itself, but as a whole this is not sorted. So we again have to apply the merging. We have to apply the merging for these two arrays to get our final answer as 2, 5, 7, 8, 9, 12. Okay, so how this can be done? For this we need to look to the merge procedure or the merging algorithm. So move to the next. Now this is the merge procedure. So in the merge procedure, what we are doing, we have to supply our entire array. We need to pass the first index, the last index, and the q, which is the mid value that we have find out by p plus r by 2 floor value. This is your q. So here we will, to execute this logic, we need to declare one array. Actually two array we have to declare uh, of size n1 and n2. And what is the size of n1? So n1 size is q minus p plus 1. What does that mean? It means uh, if I assume, let's say my array is this thing, a b c d e f, okay, then my index will be 0 to 5. And what is the q value? Q value will be 0 plus 5 by 2, that is 2. That means here, okay, 0 1 2 3 4 5, that means this is my first partition going to happen, and this is my second partition. So I need to take two arrays. One is of n1 size, n1, and this will be of n2 size. And how to find this? Q minus p plus 1. So what is q here? Q is, so if I find n1, q is 2 minus p is 0 plus 1, that is of size 3. Similarly, how can I find the size of this array? R minus q. So r is what? 5, and q is what? Q is 2, so 3. So I will take two arrays of size 3 and 3. So this is how we can find the size of the array. So let's say our array is L and R, because we are dividing into two parts. We are calling it, this is the left part and this is the right part. So we have an array L of size n1 and array R of size n2. Two arrays we have declared. Then for I1 to n1, Li equals to p plus I. So what we will do, because we are implementing in the array, and array assumed to be start from 0 index, so let us for making n iteration, we will make it as from 0 to n1 minus 1. That means we have to go from the first iteration to the last iteration. Now keep in mind, if your array is of size 6, that means we have an index from 0 to 5, or you can say 0 to 6 minus 1. So here I have made an array, here I have made a loop 0 to n1 minus 1. Now what I am doing here, I am simply copying the element of my actual array to my temporary array. Now L and R are the auxiliary arrays. I have just made some temporary arrays I have made. So what I am doing, I am just copying all the elements from this first part to my left array by this, and by this loop again. Here I'll take 0 to n2 minus 1, and I am going to copy this part to my second array. What does it mean? It means I have an array. In this I am going to copy a, b and c. So you can see also, and this is 0 to 2. We have to make a loop from 0 to 2. Okay, and what I am doing, L of 0. L of 0 means this is L. L of 0 is a of, what is I0? A of p. So this is a of 0. So this you will copy here. Then you move to next index. L of I means L of 1 will be equals to this. L of 3 will be, 2 will be this. Similarly, you have an array R. Here you are copying D, E, F. This we are doing with these two loops. With this loop, we have copied this array into this part into this array. So let me take the example. Let's this is our array. 2, 9, 16, 3, 8, 12. Okay, and this is the situation that we got when we apply the merge operation and we reach to the last recursive procedure. So now we have to apply the last merge. So merge we keep on applying. Just keep in mind that we are calling the merge sort. Merge sort will call merge sort recursively, and every merge sort will also call merge procedure. So every time when a merge sort is called, it will also call the merge procedure. Okay, so uh, it's keep on calling the merge procedure, and you keep on moving upward. So let's say you reach the situation when you have this scenario when we have 2, 9, 16, 3, 8 and 12. So this is we are having in the L, that is 2, 9, 16, and R is 3, 8 and 12. Now what you will observe here, you observe that this itself is sorted, and now you need to make a logic so that entire thing will be sorted, because as a whole this is not sorted, but this is sorted. So what is required? now we will be doing here, because this part is already done by these steps. So just have a look here. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so let's say write the element here: 2 9 16 3 8 12. Now here what is happening? Now we have to make a loop from k equals to p to r. P to r means p is this index 0 and r is this index 5. So we have to make a loop, and then what we are doing, if L of I is less than R of j, we have to compare these elements, and we have to start with 0 index. So let us say this is 0, I equal to 0 and j equal to 0. So we will compare these two elements. Whichever is less, that we are going to keep it here. So we compare, if L is less than Rj, then we are going to write the value of L into this array A, which is our main array. Okay, if L is not less, then we are going to write R in this array A. Whichever value is going to write, we increment that index. So if I am going to write the value of Li, then I am going to increment I. If I am going to write from the rth array, means from the R array, then I am going to increment J. So what does it mean? It means now this is 0 index, 0 index. We'll compare whichever is small. So 2 is small. So I am going to write 2 here, and I index will increase. So I will be now here. J is still here. J is still here. So now we will go to next iteration, and every time the k is going to increase. Either you do this step or you do this step, k is going to increase. That means now k is here. K is actually monitoring, or actually iterating the main array A. I is iterating L array, and J is iterating R array. So now you are comparing this and this, whichever is less. So here now we have this, this is less here. So what we are going to do is, we are going to write this value here 3, and we increment the j. So now j is here, and also we increment the k. So now k is here. Now we compare this 8 and 9, because I is pointing to this index and j is pointing to this index. So now you compare this and this. So what you will notice, you will find that 8 is less. So you're going to write 8 here, and you increment this. Similarly, this is also going to increment, and then you will compare this with 9, because I is still here. So what you get now 9 here. Now what you observe here, if you go in this fashion, you find that your entire array is going to be sorted. Okay, this is how we are going to use the merge procedure. So let us apply the entire merge sort algorithm in one example, and see that how actually it works, and then we will try to find out its running time.